We are recording.
We are. Oh, yes.
The Struggle is Real podcast.
Okay. Hey, y'all.
Hey, this is Wes.
This is MDOT.
We're back with another episode, another week.
Yep.
All right, guys. Welcome back. This is Wes.
This is MDOT.
And this is the Struggle is Real podcast.
Where adulting gets too real.
Where one person's struggle is another's hustle.
And you can find beauty in the struggle.
All right. We did that good.
Yes. That was nice. That was real nice.
Most definitely.
So, yes, definitely welcome back, everybody. We are back with another week, and we're going to be talking about a couple of things today. One, we want to kind of recap just a small bit of what we talked about last week. Also, then getting into some other topics and subjects. So our questionnaire is going to be about the big differences between men and women doing holiday shopping. And then our struggle topic of the week is dealing with struggling with people's perception of you. And then for the culture, I think we cannot avoid but to talk about your boy Tyrese.
Oh, yeah.
We have to talk about him, but we're going to save that for later. But
yeah.
I mean, he has just, he's come up and he's come out, and we're just trying to figure out what's wrong with the brother. What's wrong with him?
I got a few theories.
Yeah, we going to get into that. But to get into last week's conversation, we were talking about, in our questionnaire, we were mentioning things specifically about purchasing a home and, certain things that millennials do when it comes to purchasing a home, whether they want to or not, some of the stuff that they go through and getting it. But just eight struggles millennials go through buying good property. But one thing that I found interesting about last week is that I actually have a friend who is in a home program right now.
Right.
And one thing that she mentioned to me, and we kind of covered this with some of the things that you don't expect. She says that with some of the programs, or not the programs, but her bank actually, they get really invasive with your money and where it comes from.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
Yeah,
they wanted to know how much I had in savings, the 401k,
yeah,
and all this.
Well,
other
she
stuff.
told me that anytime that she deposits a certain amount into her savings for the home that she's buying, she has to write a letter saying where the money came from.
Hold up, what?
Yes.
What bank is this?
I can't say.
Oh yeah,
but basically,
like she a drug dealer.
Yes, like they just want to make sure.
Griselda Blanco.
That's what I'm saying. Make sure she, ain't the plug out here in these streets. But I was like, wow, that is crazy.
So
she said,
each from work. I mean,
right.
that's what the letter would say for me in big words, FROM, and work.
Yeah,
that's all
yeah.
it says.
So no, she a letter, a detailed letter.
I mean, I worked 40 hours, and it was a trying 40 hours this week. But the overtime was quite nice, and this is who the fuck
literally
is
writing
that,
a short story on why she has to get this money. So I thought that was real interesting.
Fuck
but
all that,
yeah,
man.
fuck that. But at the same time, I mean, you got to do what you got to do, trying to get a home.
Yeah.
But also let's let's get into the recap. So see what happened was.
Yeah. What happened?
Walking or not walking on my way here to record today. Mind you, my week has been a little trying anyway.
Right.
But basically, I just want to send a big fuck you out there to all the baristas.
Don't say the place.
I'm not.
Okay.
But all the baristas that try to con you out of giving you what you asked for. Because the thing is, they think that, one, I don't order anything extra. You remember I told you I'm just a regular ass coffee drinker. I don't get all these syrups. I don't get all these sugars, all these creams, nothing like that. When I go in, and I go in Monday through Friday usually to get my coffee. But today just happened to be a random day. I said I'm going to run in there real quick and grab me something. But I asked for my usual. It is iced coffee,
vodka
with skim milk, right? So this actually happened yesterday, but the barista gives me the coffee and I just see it is like shining with
sugar?
cream.
Oh, cream?
Yes. Okay. You know what skim milk looks like, right? In
No.
comparison to milk?
No, I don't.
Okay. So it's diluted because there is less fat in there. There's less cream in there. So it literally looks like it's not even white. So no matter how black your coffee is, you can barely see
Skim milk.
the milk in there. So they tried to give me cream. Let me tell you how I just know about my stuff, right?
Why are you so aggressive, man?
No, because I'm pissed. So he hands me this cup of coffee with all this cream in it. And mind you, I'm lactose. That's why I do skim milk, right?
Right.
So I'm like, this isn't skim milk. And he goes, yes, it is. I literally look at him and go, no.
It's not.
No, listen. Look, you got to listen to the story.
Okay.
I don't say no, it's not. I say no. And I literally look at him and he understands. So he takes the coffee, he goes back and then he gives me the coffee and it looks fine. But at that time, like there are people behind me. I'm in a drive-through.
Why you throw it in his face? Oh, you're in a drive-through.
I'm in a drive-through. Well, I'm not going to throw it in his face. But I'm just like, look, you know what it is. So don't just hand it to me trying to get me to go on about my way.
Right.
So basically, that was fine. Then today, I'd order the same thing like I always do. Yes. But there was a different guy up there this time. And then he didn't really give me any skim milk. So I said, all right, can you put a little extra in? And he says, fine. So then he comes back. Then it's bright, like it's that thing. Bright color again. He puts cream in it. And I'm just like, okay, this isn't what I asked for. And he was like, well, the first time it was 3 pumps. And then I did 5. And then I did 4. And I was like,
what?
I wanted to be like, but it's cream instead of skim milk. And I asked for skim milk, but I didn't. I said, thank you. I took my cup. I drove on because I already went through this and I didn't want to. I wanted to, but I didn't. But I wanted to say, please do not insult my intelligence right now. I know my coffee. I come here all the time. I just took it. I drove off and I chucked it out the window.
What you pay for it?
So I can't drink it.
I mean, yeah. Oh, Lord.
I can't. But literally, it just pissed me off. So long story short, like, fuck you, all of you baristas, for knowing exactly what you're doing. You don't care about what I asked for. And then you want to give me shit and then tell me to my face, this is what I asked for and it wasn't. I already know what it is. You look me in my eye and lied to me. I don't trust you. Fuck you. That's all I got to say about that.
We should open up a black-owned coffee shop.
How was your week?
Damn. My week was it had highs and lows. I don't know if I told you that did we talk about this last week where my office only has power on one side?
No, we did not talk about that. What is that? In an IT department?
Yeah. So something happened, a power outage, something happened in the building, maybe like I'm going to say 2 weeks. It's been 2 weeks now.
Mm-hmm.
So I come back. I was off Monday. I come back Tuesday. So I talked to the guy that's in charge of the building, the facilities guy. I'm like, look, I still don't have power on this side of the office, and that's where my desk is at, computer screens and stuff like that. But like all the other equipment is on the other side, it does have power. So he said, all right, we're going to work right on it. Something happened. You know, he gave me the gist of what happened because I was there Friday. He gave me the gist of what they're doing and stuff like that. So I'm like, all right, bet.
Mm-hmm.
So in the meantime, I'm trying to figure out, all right, I need all 4 of my monitors, like my screens. I need them working. So I'm like, shit, I'm not going to go over there because I can't move my desk. So I'm like, how the fuck am I going to do this? So I'm trying to basically we're trying to figure out a way that day, which was Tuesday.
Well, how long did it take for them to fix?
No, it's not fixed.
Oh, damn.
It could be.
So you couldn't work?
No. I worked.
Okay.
I worked.
You just went without a little bit.
Nah, I figured out a way, which was me running along. Some unsafe stuff. I'm not really going to say what I did.
Oh, damn.
Yes, so I had to do some unsafe stuff. But other than that,
it all worked out.
Yeah, to a degree. But like highs and lows with work and stuff like that. But mainly just this week trying to get continue to try to not figure stuff out, but kind of do the merging of what is the word I'm looking for? Not lives, but the merging of Yes, the merging of lives,
Mhm.
the next step and stuff like that. Figuring out a bank. With me and my wife trying to figure out a bank to bank at together and stuff like that.
That's
So that we should try to
interesting.
bank black. And she kind of looked at me all weird, and I'm like, nah, I'm serious. So
Well, I know a few people that have that bank black, and they don't have any issues.
we was gonna keep that.
It's just it. I mean, because it's such a small business.
Right.
You literally have to travel to and from to get to
Well, the bank we was thinking
that
about,
bank.
it has 3 locations. One's up the street.
Yeah, I know.
I know
what you're talking about.
But we were still going to keep our primary banks, the one that we do have. But
So y'all will have still your sole accounts and then
yeah,
merge one together.
yep,
Okay, that's cool.
yeah. So we was thinking about that. But the week has been it just flew by for me, man. I'm like, all right, me trying to tackle little projects that I got going on, like computer based stuff. Little projects I got going on. I had to make a run to Micro Center this morning. Very cold. 30 minutes. You've been to Micro Center? No, you don't know what that is. So basically, that's just like a computer warehouse. Like anything that you would need is there. Like parts, computers themselves, TVs.
For like building
Yeah.
software and stuff like that.
For building computers.
Gotcha.
Yeah, all that good stuff. And I was telling my wife, I'm like, if you ever want to get electronics from anybody for a gift and stuff like that, this is the place to come to, because let's just say the iPad is like on its 10th or 9th generation or something like that. They'll still have like iPad 3s or 4s inside the box brand new. And they'll be at a discounted rate. You can't go to the Apple
or
store.
like chargers and stuff for like old
Anything.
devices
Yeah.
that you need.
Anything.
That makes sense. I like that.
Yeah, so we was out there and so my week, like I said, ups and downs, but kind of just flew by. It was like,
How'd the Halloween go for you?
I was about to ask you that. Well, no, look, so I saw you dressed up like Linda Belcher.
It was great. So I wanted to do her last year, but I just did not. I don't think I had the time to really like look for that outfit. But at the same time, it was not hard to find once I really put my mind to it.
Glasses, blue jeans,
Yeah,
red shirt.
yeah.
Good to go.
So very basic outfit. But the thing that really got me hype was I went to the Walmart and they had these random flat shoes, these khaki looking shoes, right? And I was like, oh my gosh, this is perfect. Now, the thing that scared me the most was the glasses. Because I was like, how am I going to find these glasses? So what happened was I went to Party City.
And they had some?
And you know how, well, yes. So Party City has a section all year round where it's just different decorations, but all like one solid color. So they have basically all the colors of the rainbow.
Right.
Gold, silver, and like, all the other stuff. So I went to the red section and there's always these like character glasses that they have, these huge character glasses. So what I did, I just plucked the frames out and wore those. Cause basically she's a cartoon. So they're very
cares?
exaggerated.
Yeah.
It just looked just like it. And it just worked out so perfect. But yes, it was so funny. Like, and adults got it.
Would your son dress up as?
He doesn't care about costumes this year.
How old is he?
10.
That's what I'm talking
Yeah,
about.
he's over it. Each year it became less and less and less, and then he doesn't eat candy, so he was just like
I know there's a
I'm
lot
chilling.
of people out here like, your son don't eat candy?
Yeah, no, not really.
Yeah.
They're like, wow. I mean, he eats chocolate, but like
Candy. Yeah, that's
not
how it was
like,
when I was younger too.
color
Like,
coded hard stuff.
yeah, the sugary shit.
Mm-hmm.
It got to a point where it was like more Halloween candy and stuff. Here's the bad thing. When I was younger, I would persuasively trade candy between my brothers and sisters, and I end up with all the chocolate, end up with all the dumb shit.
Yeah.
Because I didn't like the dumb shit. I'm like, I
Yeah.
can trade you 3 of these for that Snickers. All right. I'm like, boom, boom. So they thinking about, well, I got more
I could
candy.
always go for a good Snickers.
Right. They thinking like, oh, I got more candy. I'm like, nah, motherfucker, I got
You got the
good
pot of
shit.
gold.
Yeah.
The creme de la creme.
Well, my Halloween, it was my car got higged. But
What?
I get into that. How I found out all
A
late.
lot?
No.
Oh.
But I get into that how I found out all late. But it was cool. My wife was at work and she was able to not at the last minute. She was able to hand out candy to maybe about 3 or 4 sets of kids, but it was because she came late. But the doorbell wasn't being rung, and I wasn't getting up because I had no candy. and I and I
But
tried
you
to
turn
watch
the lights off and stuff?
No, my dumb ass left for more, and I was still on the sofa. And then I'm on the phone. I'm on the phone talking to one of my homies, and I'm like, oh shit. And I'm watching TV, like ding dong ding dong, trick or treat. I'm like, let me call you back. And I try to turn down the TV. So it was about 2 or 3 of those, and yeah, I didn't hand out candy, but she handed out candy. She was very excited to do that. But here's how I didn't know I got egged. So I wake up in the morning and it's already dark. So I wake up at 5 on the road at 6. Get to where I'm going at 7, still dark. So I'm on the phone talking to one of my homies, and I'm on my lunch break. So I go to the car. I'm looking at my car. I'm like, and I'm on the phone. I'm like, hey, I'm like, son, I got egged. He's like, what? Just now? And I was like, oh shit! Yesterday was Halloween.
That's because you ignored them kids.
I was like, yesterday was Halloween.
That's what it's called, trick or treat.
Yeah.
You lucky they didn't leave a pile of shit on your door.
What? So I was like, fuck, yesterday was Halloween. And then I'm looking at it, I'm like, it's eggshells in the drink. And then when I open up the door, it's all sticky. Like you hear it sticking and shit. I'm like, man, it fucking got me good. So when I come home, I actually see the eggshells like on the street and shit. So I'm like, yeah, they got me.
Damn.
So yeah, that's how my Halloween was.
Well, you got to buy more candy next time, and then shut your lights off when you're done.
That was my fault.
They said, "Oh, we know you home."
Yeah, they did. It's like 4 cars out there.
Damn. Lesson learned.
Lesson learned.
Okay. All right. So let's get into our questionnaire segment. Let me ask you this. You brought up this article.
Right. The reason why I brought up that article is because, as Halloween ends, it's like they move on to the next holiday. And usually
they skip one.
Yeah, that's what I was about to get to. You would think it would be Thanksgiving, but no, they go straight to Christmas.
Right,
I'm
right.
seeing, Christmas ads already on TV. I'm seeing the shit. And, the stores move quickly. They already got the Christmas stuff and the Thanksgiving, the Christmas stuff and the Halloween stuff, like, right there.
Yeah,
I know Target does. But anyway.
And so does Walmart.
Right. So now you're getting the, basically, I didn't even stumble across the article. It just kind of hit me in the face.
Where is the article from? I think we forgot to mention this last week, but where'd you get this article?
This particular article is from AskMen.com, but this survey comes from Offers.com.
Okay.
So, and basically it was just the habits between men and women in shopping, as far as like last minute shopping, when they start to shop, when they don't start to shop, and stuff like that. And some of this stuff I'm pretty sure you can kind of agree with and be like, yeah.
Well, let's listen, because to be quite honest, for the past holidays, I have not gotten my friends anything. One, just because I have a child, so grown adults, like I'm over getting them gifts. But this year, I did want to focus more on my girlfriends and getting them stuff. But we'll get into that.
Right.
But yeah, I am going to focus a little more on getting them stuff.
Well, I'm not, y'all. So let's strictly fan.
Let's hear it.
All right. So basically the article points out like 3 different key points, but from the survey that they got from Offer.com, which I got from AskMen.com.
Yes.
It says the survey found that 33% of women get their shopping done in October. Now, our best friend is like that.
Yes, I was just getting ready to say that.
So she wants to get all that stuff now so she don't have to worry about it and all that good stuff. And I'm like, I guess. But yeah.
That's true.
So 33% of women get their shopping done in October.
Well, and I do want to interject that even when Halloween was coming around.
You were still looking?
No, October 1st.
Yeah.
Once stuff starts coming out, I start picking things.
Okay.
At the beginning of the month, because I don't want to be that person to walk into a store on that day and everything is gone. Yeah. But then, that's from like past experiences. But yeah.
Right. So it's like 33% of women compared to just 21% of men. Mm-hmm. And it says, and guys don't just leave their shopping to Cyber Monday. They do it on, they do it when they can, all the way up until like the last minute.
Yeah.
And the last minute with that is like 47%.
Usually the last minute. Usually the last minute.
And then
I concur.
Yeah, 47% admit that. And then on Christmas Eve is up to like 33% of women will kind of shop on Christmas Eve.
Kind of.
Because
last
y'all know
minute stuff.
Yeah, but
Putting things together.
y'all last minute stuff is like, let me get a bow, let me get some
Right.
wrapping paper. That's still considered
Exactly.
shopping.
Yes.
Our last minute stuff is like,
I need
didn't
a
get this-
whole
I
entire
didn't get this
gift.
motherfucker a gift. I don't know what to do.
I forgot. Or, shit, it's already Christmas Eve.
Right.
It was
right,
just December 1st.
Right.
Yesterday.
So it also
Bullshit.
said, right. It also says, according to the survey, 40% of people do their shopping on December 24th compared to 69% on Black Friday. So the bulk of it, Black Friday,
Yeah.
75-25. So,
Yeah.
but then also it concludes with saying that whether it's men or women who get the holiday shopping done is all about millennials. And millennials, the survey found that 80% of them, they just do all their shopping on Cyber Monday and they done with it.
Yeah.
So it's literally they skip the lines, they order, get shipped
Yeah.
in. And,
I never, ever, ever will
Mhm.
or have waited in a Black Friday line.
I've done it once
For
with
anything.
I've done it once with my mom because she wanted. No, that's a lie. I've done it twice. I did it once with my mom because she really wanted some stuff, like a camera and some shit like that. And
But people just act crazy from, what I've seen on social media.
I keep telling motherfuckers like, it's all past inventory stuff, so it's not good shit. It's just
Right.
something
That they
And if you
need to get rid of.
And if they want to get them something, you get them something any fucking time of the year, like
Or
some trash
online.
shit. Right? Or online, just get some trash shit online. You don't have to do that, but
Yes.
it's the hype. Like, oh my goodness, they selling 50-inch TVs, but the 50-inch TV is made by Mitsubishi.
Right.
Like, do you really want a 50-inch TV made by Mitsubishi, and then you find out it's a plasma TV, which they don't even make anymore?
Yeah.
So it's like stuff like that, and I'm like, come on, dog.
Yeah, I'll pass.
Yeah.
Ugh, I burped. Sorry. That's funny. But yes, I find that
Have you actually started shopping though?
no, not yet. In my mind,
Look, man.
and I actually have another financial thing that I'm paying for now because my son's going overseas and I'm going along on the trip to just
Okay.
sort of be in the same country as him.
Oh yeah, that's important. Same country.
So it's a school thing, but basically I am planning what I'm trying to get now in my head.
Okay.
So when I'm ready, I know that I can drop, certain things. And for me this year, I decided that everybody's getting books
Oh well.
from me. But it's going to be thoughtful. It's going to be something that the person is actually interested in,
Right.
or something that, certain conversations that I may have had with somebody and the book is relative to,
I have a suggestion.
stuff that we talked about or whatever. What?
I have a suggestion. So, how about a subscription to Audible
I have that.
for them?
No.
Just 1 month. It's the price of one book, 2 books actually, depending on the price of the book.
But that means I have to.
No, I think they have a gift card. I'll look it up for you.
Oh, okay.
I think they have a gift card.
That makes sense.
Yeah, Amazon does. Audible is owned by Amazon. Amazon does virtual gift cards because I gave my brother one via email for Christmas one year, and he just spun it.
I don't
freely.
know how I feel about that though, because yes,
don't
it's
be
still
like that,
money,
man. Don't be like
but I
that.
like physical things. I
Put
like
it in
to
a
give
card.
physical things. A card, yes, cards are nice, but cards are
All
still
right, how about this? Get them.
they're not
cheap.
personal,
I know. Get them a cheap book, something that they would like.
right?
$10 for the you know what I'm saying. Like if somebody gave me a free month of Audible, depending on how you traveling, if it's train, you in a car and shit like
Right.
that, shit goes a long way.
Well, they also have to be people that actually use that type of stuff. If they're not technologically savvy, then
yeah.
that's not going to help either.
I got that.
And some of them aren't.
Well, books it is.
But I get it. That will work for me,
okay.
definitely. But for the other people, no, they need physical copies.
Yeah.
But yeah,
I might steal your idea, man.
go ahead.
That was my idea. Hold up. I'm stealing my idea back. Yeah. I might use that.
But my idea was the books.
Oh, yeah. Well,
But yes. We'll take all that. Take that. Anything else? Anything else about the
Nah, I mean,
the article?
nah. You said you haven't done your shopping. I typically, this is where I fuck up at. I be looking at my pay cycles, my pay periods. I'm like, all right, that has to be paid. That has to be paid. And
Yeah.
usually the only time that I got free money to do anything is the check before Christmas. And it's
Really?
always. And sometimes it's that check before Christmas. Sometimes it's even happened where I had a check after Christmas. And I'm like, what the fuck am I going to do?
Right. So for me, because I don't get like biweekly checks, and I work in a restaurant, so it's all based on tips that I save.
Right.
But in terms of like paying actual bills, the best time for me to spend any money on just like, what do they call it? It's not throwaway cash. Is it? Is that what it's called?
Free?
Like money that you spend.
I call it free money. Like if everything's taken care of.
Yeah, when everything's taken care of.
Free money.
Okay, so let's just say like my free money week is the third week of the month.
Gotcha.
So most of my bills coincide the second week, and then the third week I have some wiggle room. Fourth week I'm just collecting, trying to get ready for
the next
for the
first
month.
Week. Yeah.
So and typically the holidays usually fall on that third week, like the tail end of the third week.
Always for some reason.
So that's a blessing.
Yeah.
That's a blessing. But I'm gonna spend money wisely. I'm not what I used to do though. I used to spend money on myself.
What's wrong with that?
To get myself stuff, but I just feel like I can get myself stuff anytime. So this year, I'm just going to focus on people that I would like to gift, if
Gotcha.
that makes sense.
I got you.
Like before, it would be like, oh, it's the holidays and I need to treat myself, kind of thing. But I can find other times to do that.
You know what's crazy? I really, damn, at least you do that. I don't treat myself on holidays.
Yeah.
I try to on my birthday. And that don't necessarily happen either.
I usually find excuses to treat myself. And not necessarily on holidays, but just anytime. It's like, oh, I'm not feeling very well today, so let me just treat myself to this, and that.
Right.
Uh-huh.
I get it. Treating yourself.
Yep. Is that all we have?
Oh, yeah, that article's done.
Okay.
Okay. Done.
So then we're going to move on to the struggle of the day, where we are discussing struggling with people's perceptions of you.
Yep.
And you created this topic discussion. So some of the questions that you asked were, do you think that you would live up to your name? Is the first question.
All right.
The second was, how do you deal with others projecting their feelings of how you should be? And the third question is, where does most of the projection, where is it coming from?
Right.
So tell me a little bit about how you came up with this topic.
I think I was talking to Story one day, and we mentioned something like that. But that's just something I go through constantly, and it's not necessarily most of the 95% of the time it's not a bad thing, but it's just one of those things that make you wonder, like, what am I doing to put off that vibe, or why do they see me that way, or this and that. It only becomes a bad thing with me when it's family members sometimes, and it's so totally not me, and I'm like, you don't really know me, we supposed to be family or stuff.
So
like
what
that.
is the common perception of you that people have that's not necessarily accurate, or maybe it is? So
I mean,
what is that perception, and then is it accurate?
Well, I'm gonna go through some of them common ones. I ain't gonna go through all the minute ones, but let's just say I'm at work and I get the perception that I'm a lot older than what I am. So when I tell people, and this was before the beard and everything and the gray start poking out, so when I tell people like, hey, I just turned 30 this year, they look at me like they saw a ghost or some shit like that. I'm like, nah, I'm young. I'm still young. Like they way older than me, and I get well, you just don't the way you talk and the way you carry yourself. I'm like, yeah, this year just turned 30. So it's one of those things I'm like, And then they try to, like, sometimes right after that, the conversation would change, or they try to discredit what I've been saying all this time, or stuff like that. So I feel situations like
so
that
then
happen.
their behavior towards you changed because they know that you're older. So they
know that
can't.
I'm younger than what they thought I was.
Right.
I was
Oh, yeah, younger. And so then, but at the same time, is it that they think that you're older because you are mature, and then they realize that
I honestly think it's because
you act older than your age.
I don't see
to them,
and I'm not being funny. I don't know what that means, acting older.
Yes, I can tell you what it means because the same thing happens to me. Is that they look at me and they see like this very young face,
right?
But then once they get to know me and hear more about me, they're like, oh, you are older. You're much more, it's like
so you get the reverse.
Yes. So they think that I'm younger. And then once they start talking to me and hear me speak and then see how I carry myself, they go, wait a minute. How old are you?
Right.
And then they go, oh shit. Like I thought, I mean, the youngest I got was like 15. And I'm just like, bitch, no, you did not think I was 15.
I got mid-30s pushing 40. And I'm like, nah, I don't even look old.
No.
At all. So I'm like, how?
Maybe just because you're so subdued.
I don't know. Like at work, and I was speaking at work with this one, but at work, I think it's more or less like, when you think of IT, you're not really thinking a young dude. You're thinking some old middle-aged white guy or something like that, or he has to be old or older. Because I do work around older people in IT. Mm-hmm. I'm like, there's maybe one other guy that's younger than me on the team.
Yeah.
And that's by a year. So he's right along with me. He got 2 kids and married and some more. He was way above, doing stuff way before I was doing it. So it's just kind of like, I think that might be a factor, but when I see them start to tailor their conversations towards me or what they think I do know, or going to another guy that seems like he's older, so he might know more, but he doesn't, like that type of shit, and we hold the same title, that's the shit that pisses me off. So I struggle with that shit constantly every day, and that's just, I'm like, I don't know how to turn it off. Like when you say that maybe they feel like, I don't know what it is to be like, not act my age. I'm just acting appropriately. If that makes any sense, right. I'm like, I'm at work. What you want me to do?
Yeah.
You want me to
it's like they do feel that younger people act a certain way, basically immature. That's a common perception.
Yeah.
Is that we whine, we complain.
Yeah,
we're ungrateful about everything. So that's just what it is. So you also asked, do you think that you live up to your name? What exactly does that mean, to live up to one's name?
Well, when I was thinking about that, I was thinking about personally, like you have your own sets of goals, you have your own sets of your own set of morals and stuff like that. Like, do you feel like you're truly, like with all the projection and stuff like that, does that kind of sway you from living up to who you want to be and what you want to do in life?
Okay.
So
how do you feel about that?
It's hit and miss. Sometimes I have found myself doing something that I wouldn't normally do. And sometimes I'll be like, fuck that, I'm going to continue to do me. So it's one of those things where I'm like, wholeheartedly, 95% of the time, I do feel like I'm living up to who I want to be, living up to my name, because I give defining meaning to my name. So it's one of those things. What about you?
I think so far I am. There are things that I feel like, sometimes you get caught in those moments where you feel like you should be further along.
Right.
But you also have to know when it's your time.
Right.
And that also involves the choices that you make for yourself.
Right.
So not saying that I am not where I'm supposed to be, but I am where I am based on the choices that I've made.
Right.
And in that, I am actually okay with myself now and the choices that I've made, and know that I still have further to go, and I'm still on that path. I haven't given up on anything or felt like I haven't lived to my full potential because I'm still young. So it's just getting started.
Right. So I guess what I'm not hearing you say, but of course hearing you say, but basically you're saying like, you know who you want to be, you know it's going to be a process, and you getting there.
No, well, I know that
you know who you are. You know
I'm on that track. I am in that direction, and it's still going. So I can't say that I have lived up to my name because there's still much more to live.
All right, well, yeah, I can definitely.
But it's going in that direction. So yes, I can say that I'm getting there.
I guess I could say the same thing too.
Yeah.
Because as we grow personally, it's new things that we find out that we would probably want to attempt or try or even be in the mix with or even stop doing. And you're like, forever changing. So
yeah, I don't know about you, but like sometimes they work, sometimes they don't, but it still helps to like write your 5-year plan or your 10-year plan and see exactly what have you done out of those things that you said you were going to do.
Right.
And I do find myself checking things off of that list.
Right.
Every year. And there are still things that I'm looking forward to. So, I think that 30s are that decade where I know most of that is going to happen.
See, I'm on that path right now. Most of I don't write it down. We talked about that. Mine's is mental.
Mm-hmm.
I crossed off a bunch of stuff, man. Like damn near everything up until this point. So a little bit of it is scary as far as what I'm thinking about doing next, and a lot of it is exciting. So, forever changing. Like I'm like, damn, I did most of the shit. Like maybe 2 more things I haven't done yet, and I'm like, all right, it's time for a new set of goals. And it's scary.
It is, but we gonna get through it.
Yeah.
So the next question you brought up was, how do you deal with others projecting their feelings of how you should be?
And that's tricky too. Most of the time, of course, I just want to slap people.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely can't do that. Can't do that at work. But for the most part, the simplest thing, I talk it out with people.
Yeah.
I'm like, can you believe this motherfucker? And like, especially with like
do you ever bring that up to the actual person?
No, because most of it is stupid, and what I go through. Let's just say, if I go through I discuss what happens at work. Sometimes I'm not gonna kind of, I'm at work. I can give not 2 fucks about the people, but about the situation. Like, you think I'm older, but I'm not. You treat me this way, whatever. You're still coming to me for help.
Right.
I'm still solving your problem.
Right.
Now, when it comes to family and stuff, I have some family members that no matter how much we talk and how much you hear of me doing stuff and not doing stuff, somehow they still classify me as nerdy. I don't like doing common stuff. I don't like having fun. I don't go to the clubs. I don't drink.
To them.
Like, I am just on the super straight and narrow. And I'm like, and they would talk to my mom about stuff like that. Like, Wes does this, or he's out doing what? You let him do that? Your mother let you do this? And I'm talking about this was going on since. Exactly. This has been going on since.
That is so weird.
Forever.
But you know what that is, though,
they
right?
They don't know me.
But they're also projecting themselves on what you're doing.
Right.
So the fact that you are being productive, that you do things that interest you, and you're moving forward in your life, in your career, to them, it's almost like they cannot understand how successful you are. But
that gets to
they have to take a look at themselves and see what they're doing. And the fact that, maybe my partying and drinking and doing all this, that.
But that's the thing too. I do those things too. Like, I still like doing hood stuff.
You still manage and balance everything that you do. It's not just this everyday lifestyle of just going out to have fun and, getting all the likes on Instagram and, posting all the stuff on Facebook for all these responses. Like, it's very different. Now, for me, I feel like I feel like I have things going 2 ways for me. So people respect me for sort of, I just carry myself like a mother. I always have, before I even had a child. And that means
I didn't mean to laugh at
That means
before
that
you had your kid, you
yes,
like a mom?
people used to call me Mama Mary before I had a child.
I've never heard
because
this.
I just always acted like a mom. I've
you gonna
always
make me edit this too. God damn it.
well, no, still, I mean, whatever. That's my name.
I got you.
So, but basically, people would, because like I've always had some type of way of caring about somebody. Like if I saw one of my classmates, out here in some shorts and it's cold outside, I'm like, where are your clothes? Why are you dressed like that? Like, put some clothes on. Like,
so you was the one saying he needs some milk,
right? Why you not eating your vegetables? Like, that's just who I am, right? It don't matter who you are. That's who I am. I'm just always curious about how people are taking care of themselves, because that's just me. I just want people to take care of themselves and be happy.
Right.
But so there's that. But then there's also that part of me, as I've gotten older, where I require a certain amount of respect as a woman, as I should, but to insecure people, it catches them off guard. It also makes them feel more insecure, and then makes them think that I'm a bitch or I'm mean.
Gotcha.
So,
but I feel that's what women go through on a normal. Strong women, they always feel
right.
Like
this is the perception that they have.
Yeah.
Because I'm not.
She must be a bitch
because I'm not flirting back, or I'm not. I'm not letting you touch my shoulder or put your arm around me. Yeah. I actually had to fully look someone in the face and tell them, "Do not fucking put your finger in my face," because like he just felt that. We joke or whatever with each other. We're sarcastic and stuff like that. But when you just take it to a physical level,
right.
And then I shut it down, like right then and there.
Right.
But the fact that, one, it was in front of everybody, and you feel sort of embarrassed. And all of a sudden it's like, well, why the fuck you gotta act like that? Like, why you gotta be so mean, or why you gotta be a bitch? And it's like, no, I'm not.
Right.
I'm just telling you right then and there that is not okay for you to do.
Maybe the face, it makes people think that you are soft spoken, or you know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah,
they're looking at it like, well, I mean, she looks like she's a nice sweetheart, and she's not, I
am, but the moment that I'm not, it's like, why you gotta be like that?
Yeah.
And that, to me, I don't think is fair.
I'm gonna tell you like this. I perceive you can't judge a book by its cover.
Right.
Obviously.
Exactly.
So.
But I think that in the past, especially, and I've had this conversation with this person before. I was like, men used to take advantage of of me being so nice and taking it steps further by putting their hands on me in certain ways. And it was just like, when I got to an age where I understood that that's like not what I want you to do, and I want you to respect me,
right,
then I have to actually make it known that I'm serious. And how else am I going to make it serious other than to not smile when I say, don't do that?
Right.
When I'm very stern in what I'm saying. And then if you don't get it, then I may have to actually curse at you.
Right.
But I have to be a bitch because we're no longer having fun anymore.
Right.
Like, okay, no, fuck that and fuck you. Like, have a nice day. So it goes both ways. But yeah. Where...
I think you might answer that already.
Yeah. So where does most of the projection come from? I believe it's insecurities that they have in themselves. They're not, they're uncomfortable with people doing better than them. They're uncomfortable with people being so comfortable in themselves and who they are. And that's a little off-putting to them.
Yeah, I think I think most of it is definitely insecurities on their part, but I don't know how else to categorize that. I'm agree. Yeah, insecurities.
Seriously, just take.
I'm thinking about it now, and I'm running
like,
through my head.
When you even I have to ask myself this sometimes, because sometimes I'm like, do I actually not like this person because I'm hating, Or is there something really about them that I don't like? And then why is that?
Yeah.
And is it because there's something that I haven't done that they're doing that I want to do? Maybe it's a little jealousy. Maybe there's a little envy there,
Right.
which is, it's jealousy and envy are very normal, healthy emotions. You just have to know that that's what it is
And manage it correctly.
and manage it correctly. Like, don't take that out on anybody.
Right.
And don't give unwanted, unsolicited opinions or advice on things that have nothing to do with you, because regardless, at the end of the day, that person is still going to move on, whether, your opinion was helpful or not. If they didn't ask, like,
Right.
mind your business.
Right. Yeah. So in that aspect, I do say insecurity. I think another aspect of where most of that projection comes from is more or less like let's just say for the workplace, it's more or less like you're just a bad judge of people.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Where is that coming from?
Right. You're just a bad judge of people. Are you out here just like living your life and just being oblivious to certain signs, certain things and stuff like that? Are you just strolling? You're not really observing.
Yeah.
So I think a lot of it is that, especially with the work stuff. Like, I don't dress like y'all, number one. I don't talk like y'all, number two. And number three, I clearly do not look, well, I can't even say, because that's not even a look now. Black people, we age gracefully. So I could be fucking 50 and still look like this, which I hope I am. But I think a lot of it is you just not judge of character, but you just don't know what you're looking at when you see it.
I will also say that there's a certain projection that people have based on your occupation, because like in the serving industry,
very true.
It's almost like they think that servers can't possibly get other jobs anywhere else but to serve. But most of us are supplementing income.
Right.
So,
you don't know what else they know.
how they carry themselves and how they talk to you because you are a server.
Right.
It's like they talk to you like, any old body. Even if you were working at a fucking McDonald's, you can have a degree and be at McDonald's supplementing your income, but people just feel like,
shit, my first degree, I was working at KFC in the stock,
right,
doing the truck.
Right. But like, people just, their perception of you. I had somebody, this was actually happened yesterday, tell me, so I made a mistake on an order, that was easily fixable, and I did. It just, it required some time to get made.
Gotcha.
And I bring the food out finally, and I apologized. And the guy looks at me, he says, this is nothing against you, but I just want to let you know that this will not be taken out on your tip. And I was like,
what?
I was like, okay, and just from a professional standpoint, I'm just saying okay so I can move on and go about my business.
But in your head, you did the long okay, like, oh,
yes, because at this point, to be quite honest, I don't give a fuck about your tip. But basically, it's almost like he was insinuating, oh, you've been a good girl.
But I'm just not going to do it. Yeah.
This is not going to be a reflection on you. And then at the same time, I thought to myself, well, this mistake was mine at first that I fixed, but it doesn't have to be, you don't have to tell me that.
Right.
You don't have to tell me, oh, well, we're still going to reward you for being a good girl. And I'm supposed to say, oh, thank you, Massa. Thank you so much. Oh, fuck you. Fuck you to all of them rude ass people out here this week.
You just had a rude week.
Y'all
man.
just literally been trying me this week. And I'll tell you, the struggle of all of this is actually not saying the thing that I wanted to say or doing the things that I wanted to do, because I literally at a certain point wanted to flip that table, and guess the fuck what? He wasn't even the person that was paying for the bill.
It was a woman.
Yes, it was. Yes, the fuck it was. I was like, oh, you bastard. Anyway.
It always end up that way, man.
Yeah. So takeaway. What's the takeaway from this?
The takeaway from this is, and my takeaway, because I'm pretty sure you're going to have your own as well. But my takeaway from this is, just continue to be you. People are going to perceive you negatively, positively, and sometimes even the wrong way. That's just what is going to happen. We're flawed. We're not perfect. Hell, I even perceive people the wrong way sometimes. It's just going to happen.
Yeah.
Keep moving.
Yep. Sometimes it happens, but everybody's imperfect. But that takeaway is pretty much what I was gonna say.
Oh, okay, cool.
You know, you still do you, but you also have to. I say do you to the extent that you are taking care of yourself and you're not interjecting yourself in anyone else's life.
Don't entertain it.
Right, because you know, you can be you as long as you're not bothering someone else. Like there are people that I know that I may not necessarily like find the most people persons on the planet.
Yeah.
But you know, they don't bother anybody. They keep to themselves for the most part. And they are who they are. They're not bothering anybody, but you know, like, who am I to tell someone that they shouldn't be like that if they're not hurting anyone
right.
or affecting anybody? If they just want to be themselves, they want to be themselves. The ones that do need to sort of, you know, take a look in the mirror are the ones that spend most of their time focused on other people.
All right.
And actually look at yourself and say, self, what? Yes, I did a pop. Say what do I need to be doing with my life right now?
I think that's what.
Why
Tyrese
am I
is
so
saying.
angry? Yes, segue. Why am I so angry? Why am I so upset? What have I done to be where I am right now? And what do I need to do to be in a better place?
So Tyrese,
yes.
What do you?
Let's talk about it.
What do you think?
For the culture.
I'm scared for that dude, man, right now.
Let's pray.
See, the thing is, if I knew I forgot about for the culture, I could have loaded that whole thing in so we could both hear it on the mic.
Well, it's not needed because I think everybody at this point has seen this video.
Yeah, I've seen it like 5 times.
So do you know what's actually going on in his life right now?
Because
he's been going on a tangent for quite some time.
For like months.
Yes.
So the gist, and that's why I'm scared for him, because it's one of those things where it's like, of course the ex-wife was, I ain't gonna say slander because we don't know if it's real. Allegedly saying he was abusive to her
and their child.
And the child. Allegedly. And, you know, he beat the child, and, you know, so bad that it hurt for her to sit down. Allegedly.
Mm-hmm.
And now there was a restraining order. That's not alleged, but there is a restraining order.
Yes.
And then he's beefing with The Rock about. At first, I didn't know what that was about. He was beefing with The Rock about the movie that was supposed to come out and push back fast. Is this 9 or 10? Which one? Whichever one it is.
It's past 5. So.
Yeah, so pushing that back, and I'm like, all right,
right.
And at first, I'm like, why? And then when I realized he was like doing the video, what was that? I forget what day it was, but it was this week, about the money and stuff like that and stuff like. I'm like, oh. You need to start singing some more, man. I remember one time I was looking.
Well, you know he's trying to put out a rap album.
I'm not checking for that.
No.
I'm not checking for that. I remember one time he was on the Breakfast Club saying that, what was it, Black Rose is going to be his last album, and he feels that his catalog is large enough to sustain him as far as like for touring and stuff like that. And Case came on maybe like 2 weeks later, and he was like, "Wow, Tyrese said that." He said, "I don't even feel like my shit is you know what I mean?" Like,
wow.
So I'm just like.
Where Case been at? That's interesting.
I think it. Yeah,
well, okay.
So that's the gist of what I've been not even keeping up with by proxy. It's just everywhere, and I'm like,
So I think, to me, it reaches way further back than the issue starting with The Rock, but that's when he started becoming more vocal than usual.
I think
but he's been going on this tangent anyway about what women should do to please their man.
Oh yeah,
and how to be successful in pleasing their man.
That's when he just got remarried, right?
Yeah, something like that. Yeah. I think that's what it was. But anyway, so I literally just stopped listening to him after that whole tangent.
I was never listening.
I wasn't listening either, but it got to a point where I was like, Tyrese is saying this? Why? Okay, well, moving on. But then this video comes out and he's all crying and doing all this stuff. And I'm literally sitting here like, these are signs of what abusers do to their abused in order
to make them feel
guilty. Make them feel guilty or get attention. Also, he is a public figure anyway, so the fact that he is putting all this information out there for the world to see,
people are going to talk about
people are going to talk, and I would not be surprised. It's so, I think, heartbreaking, but there are still people that, I think very less now, but still people that agree with him and are on his side. And they're like, oh.
About what though?
About all the stuff that's going on.
The thing is, everything's, I'm talking about the family, domestic stuff. Everything's alleged, so I can't really be on somebody's side unless the other party be like,
well, you can't, but social media definitely picks sides.
I get that, but unless the motherfucker say I lied, I can't believe nobody, because that's something that's so, that's dangerous.
And yes, I don't know what's going on either, but I do say that the behaviors that he's been sort of throwing out there the past couple weeks has been
it sounds like he's a man that know he fucked up, and that's what I get at. Like, not that he wasn't allegedly abusing, but like he knows he fucked up, and now he's like maybe coming to terms with stuff. But
honestly, I don't think it's genuine.
No, I don't think so either.
I don't think it's genuine.
I ain't seen no snot come out his nose or anything.
Well, I don't have to physically see that, but I feel like if you want to if you really know you fucked up and want to apologize for some stuff, I don't think you putting it on social media is a true testament to you changing in any way, other than the fact that you're hurt and you kind of want to put that out there to get a response because no one is responding to him.
What they said, the internet says that he's been sending edible arrangements to his daughter's school
and helicopters with little signs, outside.
Stuff like that. So,
but also a part of his restraining order is like
to stay the fuck away.
Stay away.
Shit like that.
Nothing.
Yeah,
nothing.
I get that.
So he violates that, and he is doing what to actually mend things, because at the same time, if you think about do
you honestly think that the mom could be poisoning? I don't know. I'm just saying. Like, do you think that mom's poisoning their daughter? Poisoning their daughter?
I have no idea. I'm not giving anyone the benefit blame of anything or the benefit of the doubt of anything. I don't know what's going on. All I know is what I see, and what I see is Tyrese
being a hot mess,
putting all of his life out into the world, and I'm just not seeing any action. If he's literally begging in front of the whole world, but I'm not seeing him do anything helpful to him and his family. But at the same time, so let's say that you and your wife have an argument or whatever, right? Yes, you can ask for forgiveness, but if she's not trying to hear that right now, what do you think you can do in order to help while the time is going?
Well, he has a restraining order. So
just
the only
listen,
thing
I'm not talking about interactive
Okay,
stuff.
let's just say aside from the restraining order and shit like that.
Let's just say, what do you need to do if you get in a tussle?
Me personally, tussle. How
I mean,
not. yeah.
Would you?
I got you.
Get into a situation like that.
So let's just say, me and my wife have an argument. Of course, you try to get on her good side, but I mean, you got to know the person to get on their good side. That might be, if y'all still in the same house, of course. That might be making sure you doing all the cooking until she's happy, and then maybe y'all can take turns doing that, making sure shit is straight with her, showing the extra attention, that more attention that you would before. If she wants to be left alone, leave her the fuck alone. Like, just kind of, I ain't gonna say catering, but more or less just like trying to show her that you know you fucked up, and these are things that you would not normally do because you know how severely you fucked up.
Well, I think that, and yes, and one thing that in all of that you mentioned is you're going to start doing things for yourself in order to help y'all.
Right. Yeah.
So
true.
in an event that she doesn't want to talk to you or doesn't want to see you right now, the thing to do is to work on yourself first. And your idea of that is cooking, cleaning the house, make sure there's like no problem outside of what you all normally do together,
right.
Stuff that she doesn't have to worry about, so that when she's ready to come talk to you, she can come talk to you.
Right.
And for me, I feel Tyrese being so public and an artist, why is he not working on his art and improving himself in that way? And if he does want to express how he feels about his family, and it doesn't necessarily have to be songs, it could be projects. He could be donating to certain causes of, like, so the thing is, like, I can't put my finger on these things because this is all alleged. I don't know what's going on.
Right.
But if he wants to help his family, he needs to do something to show that he's helping his family, not giving gifts. You know what I mean?
Right.
He just has to figure that out. And that's not, I don't have the authority to say what that is, but you have to do more than just beg and blame.
Yeah, I agree.
And I don't know what that is right now, but
yeah, I never even thought about it that way, because, and I just say I don't care. It was just one of those things, like, by proxy, it just happens. This stuff like this just happens to get to you. I try my best to stay off of social media, but it got to me on TV.
Yeah.
On
TV. It's an emotional thing. It is an emotional thing to think that, a father really wants to see his daughter or be back with his family and all that kind of stuff. I don't think the wife has said anything publicly.
She said, well, since this, no, I don't think so.
Yeah, I don't think. But at the same time, I think that what she's doing is healthier than what he's doing right now.
It is.
Because not only do you have the pressure of this situation going on, now you have the pressure and opinions of everyone else in the world that has an opinion on your life.
Right.
And that's not necessarily fixing it. I think that is making things even more confusing.
Right. That's true.
You need to call Ayamba.
Don't do that, dog.
You need to.
Don't do that.
Why not? What's wrong with Ayamba?
He just needs to.
I honestly think he does need therapy.
No, yes, therapy, but not her.
Why?
Because that's.
I mean, he's public already.
Yeah, but you don't want to publicize that. That's probably the issue, right? That's what's messing up the issue right now. What if his ex-wife and his daughter were at a point where they were willing to let him in or to try to resolve some shit, and you don't know that because you're not hearing anything from them. Don't publicize anything else from this point on. Mm-hmm. That is rock bottom. I don't know how much lower you can get from that. You were crying, and it's not the fact that he was crying, but it was like, this sounds like you caused all this stuff. And you're crying about the stuff that you caused.
Yeah.
To me, that's rock bottom. Not the fact that you were crying. Just like, okay, you did that.
Yeah, I think, yes. But I think that needs to be expressed in a therapy room.
Yes.
And not
publicly, though.
Yes.
Not on TV. I don't want to see that on TV. I don't want to see this hour and a half special. When does that come on? VH1?
Yeah.
One of them. I don't want to see that.
Yeah. No, but I think that it would be entertaining to see.
Come on.
Guiltily. But at the same time, like, this is far beyond what television can offer or social media can offer.
Yeah.
He's gone. And I hope that he gets back to a healthy place.
I think he will. Where's Rev Run at?
Who?
Reverend Run. They had a TV show together. I'm pretty sure he had to have reached out to him.
Yeah, I don't
or
think
something.
that was successful either because it was still off of the same type of stuff he was
It wasn't
talking about.
successful, right? What I'm saying is, if that's his homie, I'm hoping that he's reaching out to him, he's praying with him and
Probably.
shit like that.
But that's not what he's looking for. He's looking for people to hear him
The public
out
opinion.
and to be on his side. And that's not happening. It's not happening.
It's not happening because I don't know why.
Yeah. Well,
I don't study social media.
so we have reached the end of our show.
Yes, indeed.
And now it's time.
For what?
You ain't got to go home.
Oh, yeah.
You ain't got to go home. Any shout outs for you this week?
None this week. I haven't been active on social media. Do I have any shout outs in general in life?
Yeah.
Let's see.
Who want shout out? Who you want shout out?
Nobody.
Oh. Well,
Shout out to my nephew.
okay. All right, nephew. Let me see. No social media shout outs this week. I have not been as active on social media also
Yeah.
this week. But always rate and review
Rate and review.
on your podcast outlet. All those podcasts.
Stitcher, TuneIn Radio, Google Play,
iTunes.
iTunes,
All that jazz.
YouTube.
Hit us up on our social media accounts. You can follow us on Twitter at struggle_real87 or on Instagram at struggleisreal87. You could DM us if you want. If you want a shout out, hit us up on
If you
Twitter.
want us to answer any questions that you have,
Yes.
we're willing to. Not willing. We'll do that too.
Or if you have a point that you want to make that we didn't go over during any of our segments, let us know how you feel about that.
All right.
Drop that in.
See.